What's up, family? I'm back again with another video. So y'all know what time it is. Came to bring the food, giving y'all something to think with. But before I do, please hit the thumbs up button. Hit the thumbs up button. Doesn't cost you not one red penny. Just hit the thumbs up button. It doesn't mean that you agree with the message. It just says that, hey, I appreciate you putting out the content. That's all it says when you hit the thumbs up button. All right, now let me go in for a second. Now, my job is to mainly make you people think. I want you guys to think. Just think. That's all. Now, I want to talk about a few things. I want to touch on a few topics. I don't want to make it long, all right? Because I'm driving. And the main thing I want to touch on is you have to understand codes for one another. There's codes that certain people have, and that certain code carries a vibration of their energy of how they are. Let me say that again. There's a code that certain people have, and the code carries a certain vibration of energy, how they are as a person, okay? Now, as people of mine type of people, let me put it in that perspective, we need to set a certain code that we can relate to when things don't go in our favor. All right? Now, that's one thing we need to do. That particular code can be far as nobody's shopping on Saturdays, or no one goes to work on Sundays because we didn't get this particular justice that we wanted. I'm just saying for an example, okay? I'm just saying for an example. But I want you guys to think for a moment of what type of power this would look like if you had 40 million people plus across the United States that didn't go to work on Monday because they didn't get what they wanted from the justice system. Just think how that would look. How powerful it just 40 million or 45 million people just didn't go to work. Just think about that. That's just called being on code. Now you follow what I'm saying? That not only draws attention in certain places, but it draws attention in many powerful places, to the point that people will actually have to start changing rules and regulations on their job. And the Senate, state legislators, these people will probably even have to start changing laws about certain things, because now you're conflicting with their money, and you now have their attention. All right? So that's just an example of getting on code. It doesn't have to be retaliation for as violence or something like that. It can be, you know what? Man, we didn't win, so you know what? We ain't even go to the mall. Nobody goes to the mall on Saturdays. They just call being on code, okay? Oh, the officer didn't get charged with murder. Oh, okay, you know what? Man, all right, this Saturday, ain't nobody going to the mall. Ain't nobody going to the mall Saturday. Ain't nobody going to the mall Sunday. This whole entire weekend, we ain't spending no money. You know, that actually impacts a lot of powerful people. I'm just telling you now. They just a certain thing just being on code. Now, this is another code we got to get on. We have to be able to create a privilege for our own people. Think about that for a moment. You have those people and them. When I say them and those people, and I'm talking about my people, I'm talking about those people. They have a privilege, right? They have a privilege. And the only way they get a privilege, this is the only way they get privilege, because they give it to themselves. Follow me on that. They give themselves privileges. They look out for one another. When one of theirs going through the justice system, faces big charges, they make sure they get a slap on the wrist. They raise money for the bond. You know what? They give them a deal on a house. They find ways to make it to where they can get by just a little bit, or get ahead, or get some type of advance, or escalate above where they're from. It's just a privilege that they push amongst themselves. They build that in their own community, which they have the right to do so. And then you have another group of people, which are them people, where they hire their family members and friends at the gas stations. You know, they have all the gas stations that they keep hiring their own family members and friends and stuff. You know, and they're privileging them. They're privileging their own kind. And you have another group of people that have all the beauty supply belongings, where they look out for themselves. They have the beauty supply belongings. They have all the wigs. They do all the nail salons. You know, they look out for themselves. They give themselves privileges. They hire their own to solve their own unemployments. That's just a privilege that they're doing amongst themselves. So our people, have to, and I'm not going to mention race because it's not about race. When I say our people, you know who I'm talking about, okay? If you have an IQ level that is a certain, you know, you can understand, all right? But you have a certain group of people who always sweeping around other people's front door, making sure their door and their living area is clean and they are comfortable before they even try to make sure that their own group of people are comfortable. Okay? Let me give you an example of what I'm saying. If you have $500,000 earrings, something, I'm just saying for an example, okay? $500,000 earrings. Just imagine if you just say, you know what? I'm going to give 500 families $1,000. Save 500 people 1 month rent. You know how much advancement that does for a little while for somebody to say, I'm going to pay your rent this month, and you get to keep $1,000 or maybe even $1,500 to $2,000 in your pocket. That's like an income tax, you know what I'm saying? To a lot of people. That's called now you're looking out. You're privileging your own type of people, okay? You're privileging your people. Oh, instead of buying a $20,000 watch, I'm just gonna find 20 people to give $1,000 to. I got $20,000 to put in a watch. I don't need to tell time that bad. I could just, you know, look at my cell phone. I'm just gonna find 20 people to give $1,000 to. Just think about that, you know, for a moment. Or even if you don't give 20 people $1,000, break it down for a minute. Just imagine how many people you can give $200 to within those $20,000. $200. Here's $200 for his grocery. Here, let me fill up your grocery basket. Here's a $200 gift card. Here's a $200 gift card for you. How much your light bill is? My light bill is $200. Here's $200 on your light bill. So just imagine when we start privileging each other instead of going out and spending tens of $1,000s on jewelry. And we started, oh man, I got me one watch that's $10,000. Ain't nothing wrong with treating yourself and having fun, you know, nothing wrong with that. But let's just say you want to take that $10,000 that you have extra and you didn't buy a pair of shoes, or you didn't buy a $10,000 purse, or you didn't buy a $10,000 watch or earring, and you decide to put that $10,000 on someone else's, I would say, restaurant that's of your people. You know what? I am going to giving, spend $10,000 with you to help you advance. And all I do is ask for a percentage of my money when you get to a certain level. And you have contracts to make sure that you ain't being schemed. These things play a very, very vital role. So we have to create code. And it's more I want to go into, but at the moment I have some business I need to take care of. But I just want to drop these jewels. So the first thing is we have to get a code. All right. And the way you get a code is the same way the internet flows. From your hands and your brain to my hands and my brain. You talk about it. Hey, man, starting on such and such, we just heard this big thing happen in such and such state. This happened in the state of Texas. This happened in the state of New York. This happened in the state of California. And if this don't come through on this particular day, can we please get volunteers to not do this? We don't want you guys to risk your job, your livelihood. But those who can afford to do it, can afford to take days off, can afford to do this, please volunteer with us to do this, to go on strike, so that we can grab these people's attention. Okay? So that's what I'm saying about being on code. And then the other one was privilege, giving your people a privilege. Privilege your people. Show them things that they usually wouldn't get from you. You follow what I'm saying? Privilege your people. Make people feel like, hey, it's your struggle, and it's their struggle, and it's our struggle. Your struggle, their struggle, our struggle. We all have a struggle, but we can also pull one another as we go through these things in life. We can do that. We just have to show one another how to privilege the other person. If you can afford to spend $10 on somebody, if you can afford it, I'm just saying, and the person is behind you or whatever, and they're maybe a couple cents short, or they getting like $2 on gas because you just like, damn, they only getting $2 on gas. Here you go. Here's a $10 bill. Help them out. Give them $10. Or, dang, I'm a little short. I can't get this one, but I would like to have this meal. I can't get the 10 wings and fries. Let me just see, can I get a cold drink and some fries. I can't get the meal, but let me get some drink and fries instead of the 10 wings, drink and fry combo. Oh, you know what? I got an extra $10, man. Here you go. Go and get you some wings. You know what I'm saying? That's how you just giving each other a lift, just a bump, just a little bit. Giving people just a bump. You know what I'm saying? Because we have all these different millionaires, supposedly millionaires, or at least they front like they're millionaires and whatever, running around here, walking around here, driving around here, flaunting their money, flaunting their jets, and flaunting their cars and whatever. And they talking about, oh, well, I bought 20,000 people this, and I did this on Christmas. I passed out turkeys, and hey, we appreciate all that, man. We appreciate all that, and I'm pretty sure the people that receive that appreciate all that too. All right, keep doing what you're doing. We're not saying that you're not doing it. We're saying that if you can do more and you can change people's lives, then do so. Your people's lives. That's the new topic. That's the aim. That's the code. That's the privilege. Give your people a chance to advance. I'm out.